What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Cookie Run Kingdom video. Alright, well, today we're going to be talking about Pumpkin Pie. I've been messing around with her since she came out, changing her runes back and forth. I think eventually I want to go on a full damage res set. I do have her on an attack set and then a damage res set at the moment. But I think for what she does, I don't really think the attack is much needed. But Pumpkin Pie has been super OP for me. There's been a lot of people saying she's good, and then a lot of other people saying she's not good. I don't know about the part of her not being good because she's been such a vital part of my PVE content. I guess at first look, when you read her skill, you can say, all right, maybe she's not so good because she's really just summoning Pom Pom. And what is she really doing after that? She's summoning Pom Pom with 72.9% attack, and then 188.0% defense, and 382.3% HP. This dude never dies. If you have a cooldown treasure and you get some cooldown substats, he ends up being such a good tank and just allows you to be able to tank through all the enemies no problem. And then for the last one, we have Pom Pom Strike Attack, and that's 170%. And I know at first glance, you're going to look at Pumpkin Pie and say, she's really not that good. Look at Espresso, look at Latte. They're doing a ton of AoE damage. Latte does a AoE silence. Espresso just does a ton of AoE damage. But I'm telling you, having Pom Pom in the front line taking damage is so crucial for some of the end game campaign stages. For example, once you get to stage 10 or stage 11, it becomes really tough to clear it. And having Pom Pom there just tanking all that damage seems to be a key factor in clearing some of the content. Now, obviously, you can clear without her. People have been clearing PvE before Pumpkin Pie is even in the game. So today I want to do a spotlight on her since I have her maxed out. I want to show you the top things I'm using on her, the substats, and how good she is in the current content. Now, just keep in mind, mine is not maxed out yet. She's only level 48, and her skills are also only level 48. So my man Pom Pom will actually get even stronger as I max her out even further. So for the overall stats, we have 23,000 HP, 22,000 attack. I think that's a really high attack number. I don't think Pumpkin Pie necessarily needs that high attack. It might be better just getting more damage res on her. Talking to Slep in Discord and just a bunch of other people, everybody's starting to think that going full damage res, just like Holly Berry Cookie, might be the best option for Pumpkin Pie. Because at the end of the day, you just want to keep her alive so she keeps spawning Pom Pom out. If she dies, Pom Pom will stay alive for as long as he can. But the whole point here is to just keep her respawning him. So if she's not tanky enough, she's just going to die. And then he won't be spawned anymore. But for now, this is working okay. When I start getting stuck or moving into PvP content, I might take off the attack set and just put a full damage res set. Damage res is not used on many cookies, but when it is, it really does help out a lot. So we have 26% attack, 1.4 HP. That is what I want to raise, is the HP. I feel like getting her more tanky would definitely help than having all of this attack. So we have 26% attack and 1.4 HP. I want to kind of split the baby there and maybe get this down to 15% attack and then 10 or 15% HP. I think that would be much better off. And then we have attack speed 1.8, cooldown 1.4, crit resistance 7.4, and then debuff resistance 3.9. And then the damage res 11%. I would also like to get this damage res up to maybe 40%, because that's what Slep has his on, and he says his never dies in any content, whether it's PvP or PvE. I could put this one on her, but I don't have any other ones leveled up right now, so I will do that later on and do more testing on her. But in this current build, she does work fine. She doesn't die fast or anything, I guess depending on the stages I'm doing. But I do think this would be a general good build to have on your Pumpkin Pie, but I think for a more late game build, you want to just go full damage res. So bringing my girl Pumpkin Pie into action, she's almost at 66,000 power. So she's looking good for a 5-star. She's not maxed out yet. She still has 12 levels to go. So once I get her to level 60, that power is going to go even higher. So let's go to Castle 9 and see if we can start clearing up some of these 3-stars. That's what I like to do sometimes, go back and just clear out the 3-stars. Because I believe I'm on stage 10 going into stage 11. So I'm almost done with the campaign anyways. And then I just have to finish out dark mode. So let's break her in here and see if we can't get some 3-stars on these teams. Now, another really important thing for Pumpkin Pie Cookie is the pincushion. It is a newer treasure, so you might not have it, but this is something that's going to help out a ton when it comes to Pumpkin Pie Cookie and Pom Pom, because this is going to increase Pom Pom's attack by 33.6% and then summon duration by 11.8% for all summoned creatures. So this is a perfect treasure for Pumpkin Pie Cookie. It was released on the same day as her. I guess you could tell that just goes hand in hand with her. So this is the team that I'm using for my current PvE content. I got lucky and I pulled Holly Berry Cookie. Now, you absolutely don't need Holly Berry Cookie. She just makes things a lot easier. I was using Mallow Sauce or Dark Choco in her place, depending on what stage I was clearing at the time. But if you don't have Holly Berry Cookie, don't worry about it. Just replace her with any frontline unit, whether it's Mallow Sauce, even Purple Yam works. Dark Choco actually works really well because it's a defense break, especially on this team, because we're basically just doing a ton of AoE damage. And Holly Berry fits really well because she does a ton of AoE damage as well. I know a lot of you guys are struggling with PvE, and that's also why I wanted to put this video out right away, because I figured you guys seeing this team in action and how it works would give you general knowledge on how to clear some of the PvE content. But again, you don't need Holly Berry Cookie. I can even take her out for video purposes, just so people aren't like, well, I don't have Holly Berry Cookie, I can't do that. So we can either take her out for Dark Choco or Mallow Sauce. I'll probably put Mallow Sauce in because he just fits in the team better. Any charge unit will work fine, anything that's going to be in the front line, because what's going to happen is Pumpkin Pie Cookie is going to spawn Pom Pom, and Pom Pom is going to go in the front line and basically tank all the damage anyways. And then we're using the cooldown clock. This is very important as well because you want them to be cooled down as much as possible. It's a common treasure, so you'll definitely get it right away. It'll probably be one of your first treasures that you get, hopefully, if RNG is good to you. We know RNG can be cruel sometimes. So we're going to go in with this team, and it's funny because when I took Holly Berry Cookie off my team, my overall team power actually went up. It's just what she does is really good for PvE content because she does AoE damage and she pushes everything back. And what she does for this specific team is she pushes everything back into lattes and espressos, circles of damage. So it just works really well together. But Mallow Sauce will do the job just fine as well. So let's start a battle and see what we got going on here. And we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let this auto. I'm lazy gamer. I'm not trying to sit here and click on skills and all that great stuff. Now, in some matches for PvP, I will manual it by hand because I want to get the wins and I want to get as many gems as I possibly can. But when it comes to PvE content, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be able to auto. So if I can't auto, then I'm not ready to do that stage. That's just the way I look at it. So you'll see in the beginning we have a ton of buffs. And also note that Pumpkin Pie's Pom Pom never dies. He's always there. And he's another form of AoE damage. He basically gets knocked back. He jumps forward and then he does a ton of damage. But he's always in the front line, soaking up all the damage for the rest of my team or the rest of my cookies. So Pumpkin Pie has just been really good for me progressing through the PvE content. And another reason I wanted to get this video out there is because both of these banners are still up, Mallow Sauce and Pumpkin Pie Cookie. And I think both of these cookies are awesome. They're both good in PvE, and they're also used now in PvP content as well. So I think now is a good time for you guys to summon if you haven't summoned or if you're saving your summons. Getting a Mallow Sauce and a Pumpkin Pie would be great for you. And then once these banners are up in I think 10 days, you'll be able to go into the mileage shop and buy them out if you can't max them out from summoning. Now my Mallow Sauce did die. She's not built tanky though. She's built on more of a damage build. If I was going to use her in this specific team, I would actually put her on all HP or all HP in defense or maybe even damage res. Because if she's going to be my only frontline tank, then I'm going to need her to be a lot more tanky. My Holly Berry I have in a full damage res set. So she's able to just tank damage. Plus her stats are higher than all my epic cookies. Currently right now my Mallow Sauce is in an attack set and I believe an HP set. So she's just not going to be tanky enough to really soak up the damage by herself. If I had 2 charge units, she would definitely be able to do it. But the team works the exact same way. Even if she's dying, you're still clearing the stage. I mean, you can always go back and 3-star it later when you max out the rest of your cookies. It still shows you the general idea of what's going on with the team and how it works. So we'll try a different stage and see if we can't 3-star something else. Sometimes it's just the stage. For the next one, I'm going to put in Holly Berry just to show you how the full team works, just in case some of you guys do have Holly Berry. I just want to show you guys that Mallow Sauce also fits in this team perfectly as well, because we just have a ton of AoE damage here. Everything on the team is doing AoE damage. Just in case you don't know what AoE damage means, it means area effect, which is damage on all enemies. I forget sometimes that people don't know the abbreviations, so just in case you don't, that's what it is. So just for this last fight, we're going to put Holly Berry into the team, just so you can see what my current PvE team looks like. And that's going to actually lower our team power, but it's funny because Holly Berry is just such a strong cookie, and she has such high stats that she can just soak up and eat the damage. When I first pulled her, I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to use her. I'm never going to be able to build her because I'm never going to be able to get dupes for her. And then the funny thing was I noticed that her stats, her base stats at a 0-star is higher than all of my other epics. It's kind of comical if you ask me. It's the same thing with Sea Fairy. Their base stats are so high that it doesn't even matter if they're not starred up. They will probably still be stronger than any cookie you have in your box currently. It's funny that she's stronger than my 2 5-star cookies, my Pumpkin Pie, my Espresso. Her stats actually outstat both of them, and both of them are max 5 stars. And that just shows you how strong the ancient and legendary cookies are in this game. Now, there's only one legendary in the game, and that's Sea Fairy, and she is completely broken, and she absolutely should be. being that she is the only legendary in the game. If there was like a bunch of legendaries, then I can understand just having one broken legendary and then a bunch of other crappy ones. But because she is the only legendary, I understand why they made her so broken OP. I think over time, if they come out with more legendaries and more ancient cookies, she'll kind of fall off a little bit or fall into the meta a little bit better. I think she just stands out so much right now because she's the only legendary in the game and she is just completely broken when it comes to any content in the game currently. So that worked out perfectly, and that was with Holly Berry. And if we put Malasauce back in, it would basically be the same thing. We might not get 3 stars, but we would still clear the stage. And honestly, when you start getting to the later stages, it's just really just about clearing it or trying to clear it as much as you can, and then you can always go back and get the 3 stars. Because the more you clear, the more gems you're going to get and all that great stuff. So I don't think you need to get the 3 stars necessarily every single time. There was many stages that I didn't get 3 stars, and I just went back and 3-starred them as my cookies got stronger. Because the higher stages that you farm, you're still getting more overall resources, better epic toppings, more XP jellies, more gold, more town XP. You're just getting more overall. So even if you're not 3-starring the stage, it's still good to clear the highest stage you possibly can. Even when you're farming toppings, the same rule applies there. So let's do the same exact run and put Malasauce in and see if it's going to 3-star. I don't think it is because my Malasauce is just not in a good enough build. If you guys are going to use Malasauce as your only front charge unit, I would definitely recommend you either putting her in damage res or HP set, and a damage res set. It will definitely be more effective than having Malasauce in an attack set. Now, if you have a Holly Berry cookie and you're using Malasauce, or you have another front line cookie, then it's okay because Malasauce won't be taking all the damage by herself. But if Malasauce is in there just eating all the damage by herself, she's definitely going to need to have a tanky build on her, not so much a damage build. It's really going to depend on what team you're using and your team synergy. Again, if you look at my current team, it's all about the AoE damage. We are just trying to do as much damage as we can. We don't want to take a lot of damage. That's what Pom Pom is there for. He's there to soak up the damage, and then Espresso, Latte are there to just do as much area effect damage as possible, and we're trying to just clear the stage as fast as we possibly can. This way we don't take a lot of incoming damage. And then we have Parfait Cookie to heal us up as much as he possibly can. And that's why I like using the cooldown clock, because it allows her to cycle through her heals faster, which keeps us basically full health through this entire fight. So from the way it looks right now, we're going to be able to 3-star this with my girl Malasauce, no problem. Holly Berry just makes life a lot easier. So if you have Holly Berry, she just makes PvE content so much easier to deal with because of how high her base stats are and what she does with her skill. Right now, she would push everything back away from us, and then Latte and Espresso would use their AoEs, and then she would just push them right into the AoE damage, and it just makes my life so much easier to have her on the team. But we 3-starred this no problem with Malasauce, so that just shows you that you don't need Holly Berry Cookie. You could definitely sub in another damage dealer or another frontline tank like Malasauce. But if you are going to use Malasauce, again, just try to get her a little bit tanky, because if she's not tanky enough as you get through the harder stages, she will not be able to take the damage, and she'll just die right away. The whole goal of this team with Pumpkin Pie, because Pumpkin Pie is basically the star of this team. Don't get me wrong, the damage dealers are good too, but you can replace any other damage dealer in this team. I can replace Espresso for another AoE damage dealer. Same thing with Latte, same thing with Malasauce and Holly Berry, because at the end of the day, they're just AoE damage dealers. The front line is also taking damage as well and doing damage at the same time. But Pumpkin Pie and Parfait are actually the stars of this team, because Pumpkin Pie is putting out Pom Pom, which is sucking up all of the main damage, and Parfait Cookie is keeping our damage dealers fully healed. So I am absolutely loving my Pumpkin Pie Cookie. If you can't tell, I was happy to max her out and use her. If you guys haven't pulled on her banner, I would say there's nothing wrong with doing so. There she is in the background. Same thing with Malasauce. If you don't have Malasauce, she's been an absolute dream for me as well. I'm actually in love with both of them. I think they're both fantastic cookies. But if you guys have anything to add to this, any questions, if you need help in PvE, I try to help you guys the best I can. If you join us over on Discord, Slep is over there, and he can help you a lot more than I can. But I want to know what you guys have to say. Comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. Thank you guys so much for the support here on YouTube. We just hit 4,000 subs, so we're going to start another sub celebration probably this week or within the next couple of days. If you want to follow me on Twitch and Discord, those are always linked down below. We do 2 monthly giveaways on Discord, random giveaways on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the random giveaway that we do here on YouTube, all you have to do is sub to the channel, like, and comment on my past 10 videos, and that will automatically enter you into the random giveaway. I truly do love each and every single one of you. I will see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.